This is a video to show you how to extract the crank arm off of the Eclipse using two tools. You have an 8mm wrench. You have to take off this screw first. This is called the crank arm bolt or crank arm screw. It's 8mm. That comes off. Then you're going to take this tool. This has an outer part here that's threaded. It threads into the crank arm there. And then this center part, when we spin this around, it's going to push on that spindle here and it's going to pull the crank arm off.
What center part?
Okay, so here's the center part there and it's going to push on the crank arm inside. So the first thing we're going to do is unscrew this to the point where this is pretty much level across here. Then we're going to take these threads and screw it into that crank arm right there. So we're going to screw it in like this. Screw it all the way in. If it feels like you need to screw it in more, you can put a wrench on there to screw it in. And then we're going to spin this around, and as this goes in the center, it's going to pull or extract the crank arm off of that spindle. And it gets a little tight. We're going to go in like this, keep going around, and then it gets loose, and it actually pulls the crank arm right off the spindle. Do this on both sides. Take this little bracket off here and the wheel will drop right out of the dropouts. And put the new wheel in, make sure that it's all the way up, fit this back in underneath, and then you put the crank arm back on. Okay, crank arm goes in, make sure that they're 180 degrees apart. This one has to be up and that one has to be down. And then put your screw back in, your 8mm screw. And tighten it very tight. Alright, so these are the two tools you need. We'll send this one, you should have this one in your toolkit.